Hey guys, this is Eddie with Azure Pool and Deck Design. We're over here at the Legends Golf and Country Club here in Fort Myers, and we're gonna do a walkthrough here before we start another remodel project. A couple of things that I like to look at when we're doing remodels is going to be the condition of the existing pool equipment and the plumbing. You can see on this one that we've got the valve handle itself is starting to get discolored. This happens here in Florida when the sun just begins to beat down on these things and they start to dry rot. Eventually your service company ends up using a channel locks to turn the valve handle itself because once they snap off they can get really sharp and cut up your hands. You can see this pool has got an old single speed pump, so we'll be talking to the homeowner about upgrading to a variable speed pump. There are new energy laws in place here now that require the replacement of these pumps, but you know, these pumps are so energy efficient that the payback period is just the first year, and then you are banking money going on from there. You can see this little cartridge filter here is actually undersized for this pool, and you'll be able to see that when we go back to the pool itself. It's actually a pretty good sized pool. But this little 75 square foot cartridge is way too small. Got a Built-Right heater. There is nothing wrong with this. This heater is great. These guys make some really solid product. They're made here in Florida. They service all of their own stuff, and the response time is fantastic. We're gonna come and take a look at the pool itself. And I just want to kind of walk through what we're going to be doing on this job. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we are a remodel company, so we specialize in the reconstruction of swimming pools. And when we tear these apart, we build them back stronger than they were originally. So I like to come in, take a look at the existing condition of the pool, so that I know exactly what we're looking out for when we rebuild these projects. If you look down in the bottom there, this pool has a single main drain. We saw two pipes coming into the front end of that pump, so we know that that main drain is not a passive main drain. And what that means is once we drain this pool and I put this back together, I cannot leave that drain as is. We are going to need to convert that to a circular channel drain. And what that does is it prevents any kiddos or anybody from being sucked down and held underwater to that drain cover. We did a pre-construction leak detection on this pool. You can see here in the deep end the old pool light, which we are replacing. It was identified that the back of that pool light niche has been epoxied before. So we are going to remove that old niche and replace it during the construction of this project. We can come over to the skimmer over here, and we'll open up the skimmer lid because this was another area that was identified in our leak report. So we're going to come down in here and just take a look. So the leak report identified that there was a complete separation of the plastic, which you can see there. It is cracked all the way around inside there, which is a major concern, especially when the water gets a little bit fuller, as the water is going to come out of the pool, and the worst part is it's going to start undermining this pool deck, which will cause settling, cracking, and issues down the line. Take a look at this pool surface. You can see a lot of surface staining on this. This finish is a little over 20 years old, which is a great lifespan for an interior finish, but it's definitely showing its age. That surface staining, it's just going to continue to get worse. This finish is well past its lifespan, and what ends up happening when the finishes get this old is they just stain very easily. The surface cement has been completely washed away just due to chemicals over time, and so we are going to be resurfacing this pool. We're going to replace all of the waterline tile and the tile along the edges of the steps, benches, and this thing is going to look gorgeous when we're done. You can see that they currently have what looks like maybe a flooring tile that we used on the inside of the house. There was mud set down on this deck, so we're going to remove that, and they are getting a brand new ivory travertine deck in the French pattern. We're going to replace this drain here that's probably all full of mud and dog hair and all sorts of garbage just from years and years and years of use. This is going to get our 2-inch ghost drain system, which is a really neat look because you can't actually see it. Anyway, they work great. It's going to be nice and clean and clear, so when we hit our rainy seasons here in Florida, it will not allow water to pool up on the deck. One other thing to point out here on our decking portion of the renovation is you see this unsightly old white skimmer lid. We're going to be using the hide lid system so that the skimmer lid is completely disappeared into the new decking pattern. These things are super sleek. They're made out of stainless, so it's going to hold up to that salty air here in Florida. And the last thing we're going to be replacing on this job is this old handrail. The next time you see this rail, it will be one of the new rails from Safetron. They are a thermoplastic, so they don't get hot. They're going to hold up to the elements. They can hold up to chemicals being spilled on them. They are not required to be bonded, which is great because on some of these old remodel jobs, we don't know if there's an existing bond wire around the swimming pool or not. Bond wires are extremely important for swimming pools because they pick up stray ground current, which for those of you that don't understand what that means, it's preventing you from getting shocked when you're using your swimming pool, or in this case, the handrail. Thanks again for joining me. Next time you'll see me out here, we'll be finishing up demo and starting our coping and tile.